Hey, I guess I'm making up for the 3 months of no videos with 2 videos today, or maybe 3, I don't know. If I'm bored enough after this video, then I'll make another one. Or I'll work on my blog or something that I started and never actually started. I, brought it up, I made the whole blog and stuff, and then I never actually put any posts on it. Classic ENTP, basically. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about how I am an antisocial extrovert. I am 1% extrovert, which I don't think is that uncommon for ENTPs. I think that ENTPs tend to be pretty borderline on the introversion-extroversion thing. I know there's a lot of people who are like, I'm not sure if I'm an INTP or an ENTP, and I will post if I can find it again, I'll post a really great article for that whole topic of whether you're an INTP or ENTP, how the INTP and ENTP extroversion and introversion works, that I found from someone on Facebook. And it was a really smart article and pretty cool. So yeah, I'll post it if I can find it again. I should be able to. Anyhow, so I wanted to talk about how I don't really want to talk about my extroversion so much as just how I can tend to be more antisocial. I know, with my friendships, I've always had one person I latched onto. I move around a lot, and no matter where I've ever lived, there's just always that one person who I'm just like, you're mine, and I'm going to obsess over you now, and I don't care about anyone else. That's exactly how I am. I'm very all or nothing in friendships, and you can only be all in put your all into a couple friendships. So, the people I talk to most now, I've got my ESTP friend, and my INFJ friend, and my ISTP boyfriend. That's it, and that's actually a pretty high number compared to normal. Usually I just have one person who's my best friend, and I still have that now. There's one person who I obsess over a lot more than anyone else, but I've gotten a little less extreme as I've gotten older, just from working on that, because you can't exactly block out the rest of the world and only pay attention to one person. But I definitely tend to latch onto one person and completely obsess over them. Not the creepy kind of obsession, I just really like them and I want to talk to them all the time. Not I want to find out where they live and everything about them. I just want to talk to them all the time. And so, and really build a good relationship with that person. And I would want something that lasts forever. That's another thing, is if I don't feel like a friend is going to be my friend forever, I don't want anything to do with them. Forever. Until one of us dies, or for a very long time. My natural inclination is to not put my time into anything that doesn't last. It's something I've had an issue with just making your random acquaintance friends, whatever. I don't want to. I just want to block all of them out. I'm an extrovert, but I find socialization very boring. I definitely get energy from people, and especially certain people or certain activities that I might do with people, I get super hyped up from them. I've always have, even though I was a very shy child. I've always been an extrovert, and my family's known that. I'm the only extrovert in the family, so. But I just get really bored with most people. Talking to them, if they're not interested in the stuff I'm interested in, if I can't bounce intelligent ideas off of them, if I met someone who was interested in psychopaths like I am, I would be thrilled. I would want to talk to them all the time. But if someone wants to talk about shoes, I'm gonna be I have 3 pairs of shoes. I have literally the minimum you could have. I'm not interested in that. If they were going to talk to me about this random gossip, or their boyfriend that they broke up after 2 weeks of being with them or something, I don't know, just random little things, it's I don't care. Or just your typical small talk, the typical things that you would talk about with everyone. Yeah, it bores me like crazy. And even if it's not boring me, I enjoy things I do by myself more than I enjoy the things I would do with people, like writing or whatnot, writing or research or anything like that I do by myself, reading, guitar. I enjoy that way more than I would enjoy going to a party with someone. So it's like why would I want to be with them even if they give me energy? That being said, I can't have 6 hours. 6 hours I've found is my limit of being by myself. I just get really depressed and drained, and I even if it's just my family, like just being with my family, I have to be with people, and I can't be alone for 6 hours at a time. That's my limit. I can be alone less than that, perfectly fine. But I just remember one time my family wasn't home all day for like 6 hours of the day for 2 days in a row, and that went really bad for me. Like it wasn't fun. So I have to have people around. But I also wouldn't mind kind of like if you watch Tangled. And yes, I like that movie, and I think it's perfectly fine that someone my age likes that movie. And anyhow, it's a great movie. But like Rapunzel, like she wants to go off and go to the lights and get away from her tower, and I can kind of understand that, but at the same time I'm like, your tower looks really awesome. Like she's got this tower really high up, which I love heights, with every activity. She's got books, she's got guitar, and probably seemed really bad at it. She's got one friend. She's got chess, drawing, everything. Like, why would you want to leave? Her tower sounds amazing. I want to be in Rapunzel's tower. I wouldn't mind spending the rest of my life up there. Just give me internet at least, though. I probably would have to have internet in a place like that. Or at least, I don't know, I could probably survive without internet as long as I had my best friend. If I have my best friend up there, that's... Although, then it would be hard to do research and stuff. I don't know. Anyhow, so yeah, so I'm an extrovert, definitely. The article that I'm going to post / is posted, depending on what time you're watching this, anyhow, I'm going to post it now. You watching it, I've already posted. So, like, in that it talks about how the extroversion is more, like, I have energy and I give it to my environment, which that sounds kind of backwards, like, aren't you going to run out of energy? But it's just how my extroversion works, like, I get energized. I don't know how true what he said about how people calm me down. I guess that's true for, like, people that are kind of draining, but not draining. Like, I don't usually get drained by people unless they're really boring. But, like, I don't know how true it is, what he said about how I'm an extrovert because it makes my energy level go neutral or whatever. Like, I wouldn't say that because I do get energized by people. But it is true that ENTPs, at least I tend to, like, wake up with the mind, like, my mind's already running when I first wake up. I don't need outside things to stimulate me. I was trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know. Like, my dad and I were talking about it. He's an INTP, and he was saying how, like, he definitely woke up and he had to have outside things stimulate him when he's first wake up. He doesn't have his mind running instantly. And he's like, what would make your mind start? Like, what can make your mind start running if you don't have anything to, like, prod it to go? And I'm like, I don't know, I just start thinking about random things, like what my dream was, or something I was thinking about the night before, or just random little, I don't know. So I was thinking maybe it was, like, introverted sensing. I don't know, like, my introverted sensing is going, it's kind of an all or nothing function for me. Maybe I use it when I first wake up. I don't know. If anyone has an idea for the answer to that, that would be very appreciated in the comments. I'm a little confused about that. Yeah, my best guess would be introverted sensing. But yeah, so it is definitely true, and I do have lots of energy. I always have. And I've got to be doing my projects and stuff, and just expending my energy out to that. So that's how my extroversion works, really. I do get energy from people, but people confuse extroverted and introversion with, like, shyness or antisocialness and loving to be around people all the time, like the kind of loving to be around people that most ESFPs are like. Like people think of extroversion, when they think of extroversion, they think of like ESFPs. And when they think of introversion, they think of like INTPs. But my extroversion definitely, like, it's extroversion and introversion isn't at all about whether you're antisocial or whether you're shy or whether you're outgoing or a party person. Like, I know a lot of ISFJs and INFJs, they're pretty extroverted introverts. They may, like my INTJ, which this is an abnormal case, and I'm not even sure if she's INTJ. She's confused me, and I've known her for like a year and a half. It's bothered me like crazy, but she doesn't like being like called something. Like, she doesn't want to be put in a box, which that I disagree with, like the whole idea that MBTI puts you in a box. It's really just studying what's already there. Like, I'm an ENTP, but that doesn't mean I follow every ENTP rule. I'm not put in a box. It's just I'm putting a label to what I already see, and it doesn't mean that I fit everything in the label. Anyhow, but yes, I'm guessing she's an INTJ, and she is a very extroverted introvert, which it would be weird for an INTJ, but it's true. She likes being around people. She's very outgoing. In fact, the extroversion in her coworker who's an extrovert, she's pretty like reserved and held back and stuff. She's ESTJ potentially, probably the only ESTJ I know that I like. So it's like it's flipped. So like it can totally go either way. She's a very extroverted introvert, and she gets kind of frustrated because she knows she's an introvert, but people will say, like, people will mention that, how, like, introverts are shy or whatever, or don't want to be around people, and she'll get pretty defensive about that and say, well, I'm an introvert, like, I like to be around people. She just needs to recharge, that's all. Yeah, so it's really about, like, how your brain processes work and whatnot, and I think extroversion and introversion is really simplified and can get pretty complex, and I'm curious to study that more lately. So yeah, so it's definitely not limited to shyness or whatever, and I'm a pretty antisocial extrovert. In fact, I do way more social things right now than I would prefer to be doing, especially because all of the people I like moved. So no, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, and I'm just like, I don't care about people anymore. Don't want to be with them. So yeah, I'd rather be at home doing stuff like this. So yeah, that's just a description and explanation of my antisocialness as an extrovert. I am 1% extrovert on the test that I took, which I ended up taking a test for MBTI like a year after I'd gotten into it, because I was kind of rebellious against the tests at first because I wanted to figure myself out on my own, and I figured myself out wrong at first. I figured myself as an ENFP, which was just because I was in a difficult time when I tested myself, I guess, so I was more emotional. But I'm definitely not ENFP. I'm a pretty strong T. Pretty strong NT, ENT. I'm kind of borderline on the P and J, but pretty strong pretty strong NT. I'm borderline on the E, very borderline. And I'm vaguely borderline on the P. So P and J is difficult for me because sometimes I have, like, certain things I'm a big P on, but certain things I'm kind of more ENTJ on. As a kid, I was kind of more ENTJ, just because I was such a leader, and just kind of very domineering as a kid. I've gotten a lot more like submissive as I've gotten older. I'm certainly not very submissive, but I don't need to lead everything. Although I do like being the leader of things. But yeah. Anyhow, so yeah. And I'll see you guys on the next video, and comments are super appreciated. You guys gave me tons of comments in the past few months, and I came back to my channel just now after not having come to it in a while, and I was so thrilled. I was like, there's so many people commenting, it's so great. And so it was fun to reply to you guys, and I have to see more comments or any more insight you guys have on anything I've talked about. And so yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!